the old team was all sexual predators. But I am saying that to an extent, right now should be a better working environment.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say whatever Blizzard pays me to say. The thing with the lawsuits, right? Because the lawsuits was really the final straw for me.
There's a new one, by the way. Did you see it?
No. Wait, what? Are you for real?
No. Yes, I'm for real. There's a new one, dude. There was a lady, they haven't identified her.
Let me just quickly get Rurikhan in here. Rurikhan, how you doing, bro?
Very quickly, is my mic good?
Yeah, your mic is fucking decent. How you doing, bro?
I don't want to start talking normally and then subject your audience to a bunch of friggin' static.
No, the mic is perfect. They can hear you. Okay. Yeah, so I just saw your video, right? And on just based on the title and the thumbnail, it seems like Blizzard have confirmed that those things will not be account-wide. So reputations.
No, that's the best part of the video. Now, here's the thing. This is based on a video that I saw on YouTube, because that is a video reaction, but also based on two people that were in my chat who both, these are one of the people at least is usually in my chat quite often. So I believe him. They told me that they do have access to the beta, and they told me that, yes, that is the way that things are working. So
all right.
What appears to have happened, and again, people can feel free to call me out on this, but my interpretation has been through all of the videos that I've watched from other content creators, is that there's this general sentiment, and also according to what the developers themselves have said, there's this general sentiment that reputation, the renowned thing that they do for all the reputations is account-wide, right? Is that also the idea that you had?
Yeah, that's what. Well, at least from what I consider, based on an interview that Ian did, let's say 4 months ago, maybe 5 months even at this point. But in that interview, he said they want to make as many things as possible account-wide. They want to get out of the player's way so that the player can do things that's just fun.
Here's the way that it actually works. Again, according to what people have told me and according to the video that I was watching.
Okay.
It is the rewards that you get from the reputation itself. Those are account-wide, but the actual reputation is not. So say, for instance, I happen to be playing a warrior tank, right? I go into Dragonflight, play warrior tank. Meantime, my raid leader goes, hey, we actually need you to play Paladin for the next tier. I'd be like, well, that's fine. I'll just grab my Paladin. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go.
Yeah.
Problem is, I didn't play Paladin at all. So I didn't grind any rep or anything like that.
Yeah.
So in that character, the rep is back to level 1 or level 0, whatever you want to consider.
Yeah.
So in the warrior, it'll be at level 5, and the rewards will be available to me, but not the actual rep. So if I want to continue grinding with that other character, you're going to have to start at level 1 and grind it all the way up to level 5 or 6 or whatever you were with the warrior previously.
Yeah. All right. So let me just repeat it back to you so that I make sure that I understand and that everyone understands it. When you play in Dragonflight and your main character, you're going through all of the different, let's not call them covenants, but Dragonflights.
The reputations.
You're leveling up with all of them, and you're getting rewards, obviously, because every tier gets you better rewards, and we now have the renown thing that's coming in, right? So those will probably also be rewards that you will be able to get. Those will be account-wide, so you'll be able to do that no matter what character you're on. But the actual physical number, the bar that's going up, that is not going to be account-wide. Is that correct? Am I understanding it correctly?
Yeah, so the rewards are the rewards you get.
Yeah.
The actual level of the reputation, you don't.
What's the fucking point? Okay, so I don't mind this. I'm not against it because at least you're still getting the rewards. I'm more sort of in the camp of going, why though? If you're already getting the rewards, then surely the bar doesn't fucking matter, right?
That's isn't that the question, right? You're just like, why are you doing this? It's the problem that I personally have with it is, like I said, imagine that I'm maining warrior. and then suddenly I want to swap and I want to play Paladin. Not that that's probably not going to happen, but let's just say that is the case.
Yeah.
Then it's like, of course, I'll want to do the world content and all of that stuff with the Paladin. But it's already behind because I've been grinding with the Warrior. So the Paladin's behind. So now I have to grind with the Paladin again. And then say later in the expansion, I'm like, you know what? I actually want to play a Death Knight. Now I'm even further behind. Because like say that the Paladin is like, I don't know, at level 20 after I've already regrinded the first 10 levels that I had grinded on the Warrior.
Yeah.
Now I have to grind it all the way up to 20 with the Death Knight again to catch up. Like, how does this make sense?
See, you just mentioned something that I did not even think about. Kaki, how you doing, bro? Chat, by the way, I want to know what you guys think of this. Like, how do you feel about this change? But you just brought something up that I did not even think about. And that is, if you do swap mains, so like you just said there, you're asked to go on the Paladin, you are effectively fucked unless you grind out those levels. Because now, before people go, no, you're not, you're already revered. That's not how it's going to work in Dragonflight. So the whole revered thing and exalted thing, that's going away. We now have renown, right? So renown is levels that can be added on, which means that each of those renown levels will, in future patches, have new rewards that come with it. So if you swap your main in the middle of the expansion and you don't catch up, so let's say that current renown is level 20 and you're still level 0, now the next patch comes out and Blizzard adds another 10 renown levels with new rewards. Well, guess what? You're not going to be able to unlock those on your main or your alt.
Here's the interesting thing about it, right? It's that, and this is what most people are going to say, and probably the developers themselves, is that you don't need those rewards because they don't affect your player power. Supposedly, they're probably not going to be affecting player power according to everything that we've been told. Yeah, but it's like, oh yeah, but I still want to do the side content. Like, just don't do it, I guess. If you want to play multiple characters, or you can grind everything on your one character and then just play the alts whenever you need them. But I don't know. I just don't understand why it has to be this arbitrary thing. It's just like, dude, just make it a count. It's not that hard, and it's not that interesting to grind that reputation twice. It's not.
It's not interesting at all, right? Reputation grinds is just fucking stupid. It's always been stupid. There's no reason for it to exist because it's not the same as getting geared on a new character. Getting geared on a new character means that you're going to experience dungeons in a completely different way. It really is a brand new experience. Reputations isn't that. Doing world quests on a tank or a DPS or a healer is exactly the same fucking experience insofar as it's a miserable experience. No one wants to fucking do it, but we do it anyways because that's just part of the game of being an MMO player, right? You have to have some mindless grinds, and that's fine. What I don't understand about this system is I don't understand why. The why escapes me. Because you already have the rewards there. Why not just make it so that you can upgrade your level or your renown on any character on your account? So it doesn't matter what character you're doing it on, you're gonna get XP on all of your characters, right? And it basically becomes a bar that you can track across your account.
I don't know. I don't know why that's just not the case. It's really weird for me because that, and not to mention, not only that, because you said you don't really like doing the reputation grind. I'm actually not against the reputation grind once. I'm fine. You do it once, that's okay. I don't have a problem with it. I'll grind it once. What I'm against is doing it like, hey, I feel like playing this character now. I feel like playing that character now. Okay, you're not going to have all of these reputations that you worked for. And fundamentally, that is something that always keeps me from really getting attached to alts because I'm always thinking, bro, but I've grinded all of these things in my warrior that I'm never going to have in these other characters because it's not account wide. And so I always end up going like, I just want to play my warrior because I guess that's one of the reasons why Asmongold also just wants to play as warrior because like he has all of this progress done. And if you make an alt, none of that progress carries over. It makes no sense.
It is a stupid. It's a stupid system because on the one hand, it really punishes people that are forced to switch mains in the middle of an expansion. On the other hand, it punishes people that just want to play a lot of alts. Because if you want to play an alt, there's literally zero that alt helps your main. Your alt does not benefit your main in any way, shape, or form.
There are things.
Like you could probably make an argument that kind of claim that it does it maybe influences it a little bit with professions, but yeah. I mean, even there, if you spend time on your main just grinding gold, you'd probably be much further along than just trying to get all the professions up on your alt anyways. I don't know how much benefit that would have either. Personally, I think just someone said in chat, actually, Valakdro just said there, it's dumb because they already do that with honor. Why not do it with renown? Yeah. I mean, are we considering renown more interesting than honor? Because I think fucking not. Like, at least with honor, it's actual PvP, right? Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't understand why Blizzard would. I'm still confused as to the why. Is there anyone in fucking chat that can explain the reason for this? Because maybe there is a good reason, and maybe I'm not seeing that reason.
The thing that I've seen people comment on my video is people saying, well, it's because it's supposed to be about different choices for different characters. So, for instance, you had the situation of the Aldors versus the Scryers. And to me, it's like, okay, if that's such a big deal, if there are people that are so invested into, say, the RP, where they're like, no, I want this character to be my red Dragonflight character and this character to be my green Dragonflight character. If that is such a big deal, make it an option. Just tell me, hey, just toggle this, and all of the characters that I make leech off of this main character's honor or something. Do you want to have it, or do you want to have it separate? You know, or just give them an option when they're creating a character. This character is separate from all the others when it comes to reputations, so that you can role play to your heart's content. Because I can assure you that, like, over 90% of the player base will be like, no, just make it. Just give me account wide. I don't care about any of this other nonsense. Just give me account wide, and I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the option. I don't want to have this character be separate from all the other work that I've done in the game. No, just have it be one big pile of work and combine all of the reputation, which would be even more interesting, because imagine, for instance, you have an alt, right? And for some reason that alt is really powerful. Like in my case, I've played Warrior throughout a significant chunk of my experience in World of Warcraft. But like in BFA, I had to play Monk because Warrior wasn't viable at all at the start of BFA.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if all of the progress that I did on the Monk contributed to my account so that I can then play any other character that I want, and they would still have the reputation benefits and all the things that I've done on the other characters? Why is this such a big deal? I don't understand. Like, you've played Final Fantasy XIV. You know how much it costs me to swap between Paladin and Warrior? Nothing. It's literally one button click, and I have all of the progress that I've unlocked. I'm going to have to redo the MSQ. I'm going to have to redo all of these quests. Everything's just done. Good. Perfect. I just want to swap the play experience.
You see, this is sort of something that a lot of other games have already figured out. For example, in ESO, your crafting bag is account-wide. So it doesn't matter on what character you craft on or go profession hunting on, all of those mats, all of those items that you make that goes into the crafting bag is available for everyone everywhere. So a lot of other games have already realized that alts should be like, so I don't even want to, just back on the point of making it an option. Fuck that. The RP crowd can do what they do anyways at the moment, which is pretend everything, because they already fucking do that with World of Warcraft. Let's not bullshit ourselves, right? They get married all the time. There is no actual way to get married in World of Warcraft, but they fucking pretend like they're married, and it's all good. So they can just pretend like they're a dragon for the fucking Raid Covenant or Dragonflight and be done with it, right? Fuck them. I don't give a shit. Just make it account wide, for the love of fuck. Dude, I'm sorry, but when I said the player housing should be a thing, and when I said that Blizzard should start looking at things like adding weddings, the RP crowd were like, no, fuck off. We like the game the way that we are. In that case, well, fuck you then. I don't want Blizzard to do jack shit for you. What I want Blizzard to do is make the game better for those people that will actually be affected by these things. Because you guys clearly like the idea of fucking struggling through crap and just pretending like everything is going well. right? So I don't even give a shit. I just don't understand. Because all this does is it makes me not want to play my alts. And alts is actually one of my favorite things to do in WoW. I like leveling every single one of my alts. But in the last few expansions, it's been such a hassle. So yeah, let me just give you guys a little bit of an overview of how I used to play the game. Let's use Cataclysm, right? In Cataclysm, I leveled 6 alts, including my main. So I had 6 main characters at max level. Every single one of them had full reputations on each of the factions in Cataclysm. All of them completed all of the normal dungeons, all of the heroic dungeons, all normal raids, all heroic raids. Every single one of my characters had completed everything. Why? Because it was very straightforward, very simplistic, and back then at least, reputations was kind of necessary because there were a lot of there was sometimes gear behind the reputations, but there were also, like on a blacksmith, you would need reputation with this faction because there's a recipe there for blacksmithing at Revered or at Exalted. You know, so there were reasons for grinding these things out. And I did it with all of them because it was relatively straightforward. In Legion, I leveled every single one of my characters to max. I did not, however, max out everything on every single character. In BFA, I didn't even level every single one of my characters to max because I couldn't be fucking asked. And in Legion, in Shadowlands, I think I leveled 3 characters to max. And just the sheer amount of shit that I would have to go through in order to get this character raid ready and viable was too much for me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do another batch of world quests and shit just so that I can be raid ready, just so that I can have my legendaries. That was just never going to happen for me. So I was looking forward to Dragonflight, specifically because Ian said this is the most alt-friendly expansion they have ever made, insofar as they want to make everything account-wide that matters. Well, those levels, because they are now renown levels, they're no longer reputation levels, just to be clear. Renown is the new reputation, and renown can constantly be added onto. So if you decide mid-expansion, well, fuck it, I want to switch. Well, fuck you, right? Because you're now 40 levels behind. Before you can get to the new stuff, you are going to have to do one or two things. Either grind the last 40 levels of your renown, and then do the next 20 levels in order to get all the new gear, or play 2 characters. The one that already has everything unlocked up until level 40, that isn't your main now because you swapped mains. How is that fun? You know, I don't see how that is fun for anyone. Outside of the people that only play the one character, right? So if you're someone that just plays one thing and one thing only, you don't mind this at all. I don't know why Blizzard would do this. Because they had a study that showed that the more people play, the more money they waste on the game. So I think that they're trying to dip into both of those aspects. Right? Well, yes. But there is an inverse to this. Okay? The truth is that psychologically speaking and also statistically speaking, the more people play the game, the more likely they are to spend money on your game. But here's the flip side of that. What happens when people just stop playing your game altogether? Due to the fact that you kept designing things to increase the amount of time they spend playing the game. Because that is where we are now. Blizzard's sort of constant push for engagement have led to people en masse quitting World of Warcraft. And I mean, I'm sure there's going to be someone in chat or someone in the comment section going, actually, Blizzard's, like, the game has more people than ever. Whenever I log on, Orgrimmar is full, Stormwind is full, I can barely do quests, as if layering and sharding isn't a thing in World of Warcraft, where you can have very few people playing and still make it look very full, because you have the sharding technology already at your disposal, right? for anyone that is sort of in that camp of thinking, well, no, actually, there's no evidence, Akalon, that Blizzard's numbers have taken a massive hit. Dragonflight is the evidence for that.
I mean, just watch the Bellilar video where he talks about the completion numbers, and you should be able to. I mean, to a point where I even when at the height of like 9.1 or whatever it was, I firmly believe that is when they dipped below 1 million. I think that is when they dipped below 1 million. I wouldn't say concurrent; it's active, right? 1 million active users, people that actually have an active sub. I think they dipped below 1 million during 9.1.
So I have sources inside Blizzard Entertainment, and I have been informed that they've, for the most of Shadowlands, they've hovered anywhere between 800 and 900,000 players. For like after somewhere before 9.1, and then right after 9.1, player numbers started massively dipping. And then the lawsuits happened, and that's when they just saw the game crashed through the 1 million mark, and they've not been able to get it over that. This was a few months ago, though, so things may have changed in the meantime. But a few months ago, we're talking maybe 4.5 months ago, I had this discussion with my source, and they couldn't get it up. Not even 9.2 could get the numbers back over 1 million. They were struggling to try and get people to get back into the game. But even more so, right? Because many people will point to that and say, well, who's your fucking source? Fuck you, you're lying. Okay, let's not use any sort of inferences or anything like that. Let's just look at the facts. Legion, BFA, and Shadowlands were completely different to anything else Blizzard have ever tried to do. No other expansion had this amount of just borrowed power that we saw in Legion, BFA, and Shadowlands. If that was so successful, if it was working so fucking well, why in the world then is Blizzard going back to the old days of game design? Why is Blizzard going back to the days of Wrath and back to the days of Cataclysm, where the game is much more like no borrowed power, no power systems, just get in, play the game, get your gear, and fucking, good luck to you? Why I think if it was so successful, if players kept playing, why is Blizzard changing the formula?
I think that regardless if it's sub 1 million or not sub 1 million, there's no denying that there was a massive dip, like a huge dip during Shadowlands because they screwed the pooch.
Oh, you would be surprised how many people are denying that. You would be surprised how many people deny that. I saw some guys start talking about like, oh, but in China it's really successful, and I'm just like, bro. Yeah,
bro.
The Chinese are barely allowed to play games, bro. Like any game that can work there is successful.
Your argument is that like, oh, but the China numbers are doing great. It's like, okay, but in here we usually talk about Western numbers, but sure, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the Western numbers is still a driving force. Even though we might not be as large as China, the Western numbers is still a driving force. And I think companies are starting to realize that. I think more and more companies are starting to realize that China is not the sort of end to all of their problems as they have thought that China would have been. I do think that more and more companies are starting to realize that the Western numbers do matter at the end of the day. I think they know it's dead. They're milking what they can with classic and short-term schemes designed to pump subs for the next quarter or half year to get enough cash to work on their next big thing. Abaddon, yeah, I can see that. Although at the same time, I want to be careful to sort of. I don't want to assume the worst just automatically from Blizzard Entertainment, because I have to imagine that there are still very passionate people that work on World of Warcraft, that a lot of those developers still love that fucking game and really want to see the game return to the top of the pile, best MMO in the world. I have to believe that, because we wouldn't have had Dragonflight if that wasn't the case. It's clear that some of them are still passionate, right?
there's an argument to be made when it comes to like nowadays a lot of the people whenever they're talking about World of Warcraft, and I probably myself have used this argument multiple times where it's like, look, it's just not the same team. It's just not the same people that are there. It is a different amount of people. It's not a different amount. It's different team basically. And the thing that you have to realize is also that, you know, after the lawsuit, they got rid of a lot of the people in the company that were sexual predators. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, the old team was all sexual predators, but I am saying that to an extent, right now, should be a better working environment than before the lawsuit, because a lot of people got fired, like Afrasiabi, who turned out to be a complete sexual predator.
Yeah.
And, you know, others. There are others there that were just like absolute idiots, just like running around molesting women and whatnot, and it's fucked up.
True.
But so now that those people are gone, there's also the argument to be made, okay, so now they have a better working environment. Could they potentially do a better expansion? Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. And that is why I'm not recommending people to jump back into the game. Yeah. But I am going to see for myself, and then I'll be reporting back whether that is the case or not.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say whatever Blizzard pays me to say. No, I mean, Blizzard would not pay me jack shit. I've said enough bad things about them. Kamis, thanks for the Prime stuff. Did really appreciate that. Welcome to the DJ Nation, fam. Appreciate you. Thank you. So the thing with the lawsuits, right? Because the lawsuits was really the final straw for me.
There's a new one, by the way. Did you see it?
No. Wait, what? Are you for real?
No. Yes, I'm for real. There's a new one, dude. There was a lady, they haven't identified her. I mean, just look, Blizzard lawsuit, you'll find it. Like,
shit.
Everywhere. Yeah, there's a new one.
Shit. Oh, breaking news, chat.
All right, dude, wait. It is pretty fucked up too. Like they go, you should see the Kotaku article because they have actual quotes. I don't know if Eurogamer has those, but they have actual quotes from the court case that go into the very description of what this absolute fucking predator was doing. Some guy called Miguel Vega, allegedly, because nowadays there's accusations thrown around everywhere. I'm more inclined to believe it due to the fact that, you know, we've heard about the previous lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm more inclined to believe it. But yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Like this dude was pretty much just like actually sexually harassing this woman all the time, telling her if she would like to suck his dick. She would ask for a promotion and he'd be like, hey, you know what you got to do? And then point towards his dick. And it's like, it's pretty fucked up. All right. It's pretty fucked up.
Kind of based as well.
Whoa, bro! What the
I'm
fuck?
obviously fucking kidding. It's a video game, guys. Just don't worry about it. New Activision lawsuit makes revenge porn sexual harassment allegations. The suit targets both the publisher and the plaintiff's former manager. All right. Over the year after the first reports of government investigations into the company began, publisher Activision Blizzard is facing fresh lawsuits over what is described in this latest case as a pervasive frat boy workplace culture that is a breeding ground for harassment and discrimination against women. I hate I just fucking hate this whole pervasive frat boy work culture thing. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that means, to be honest. It just seems like there's a bunch of fucking animals working there. The latest suit filed in Los Angeles by an unnamed former employee of the company targets both Activision Blizzard itself along with the employee's former manager, Miguel Vega. The complaint alleges Activision Blizzard's failure to curb sexist and harassing conduct emboldened manager Miguel Vega to abuse, belittle, and insult Miss Doe by making comments to her about oral sex, masturbation, and orgasms, threatening her job if she would not consent to sex, mocking her breasts, and commenting on other female employees' attractiveness. All right, that last part, I think is bullshit. I don't know if that matters, because, I mean, dude, girls do it too. Don't even fucking lie. You do it too. When you see an attractive guy, of course, you're looking to your friends and going, oh my God, he's so hot. Of Of course you're fucking doing it. Now, if he was doing that to her in some way of going, why aren't you as hot as them? That is fucked up. But just commenting on other female employees' attractiveness, I don't see that as the biggest issue. Mr. Vega also repeatedly threatened to expose a compromising photo of Miss Doe. Where the fuck did he get the photo?
This is one of the problems that I have with this case.
Yeah.
Is that, and they say further in the article that at some point in 2011 they became friends, and she sent him nudes, and it's like, look, the moment you send somebody nudes, that's not friendship anymore. Okay, that's friendship with benefits.
Fuck, does anyone want to be my friend? If that's the kind of thing friends do, Jesus, I'm open to friendship, boys. Let's go. That doesn't make it okay what the guy did, but I do feel that, like, just like casually sending over nudes, like, I don't understand if this is a normal thing. No, it's not. Of course not. Like, this is just one of those things. Like, I'll have to, like, sit down with this person and actually speak to them. Because if this is what I think it is, then it is a relationship that she, at least in part, fostered because she sent fucking nudes to the guy, right? And then maybe something went wrong, right? Maybe the relationship went bad, and a lot of these conversations may have happened while they were still together. So while they were still dating, he may have made comments like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna suck my dick later?"
No. That's not it. Like, just read the rest of the article, because they go into detail.
Let's keep going.
There's a big gap in dates between him having her nudes and she working at Blizzard.
Okay. Let's hear. We take all employee concerns seriously. When the plaintiff reported her concerns, we immediately opened an investigation, and Mr. Vega was terminated within 10 days. We have no tolerance for this kind of misconduct. Oh yeah, fucking bullshit. Like, all of the previous lawsuits show how you, the HR, just buried this shit. You have no tolerance for this kind of misconduct since the lawsuits happened. The suit says the unnamed former employee, referred to here as Miss Jane Doe, first met Mr. Vega in 2010 before she started working at Activision Blizzard, when she participated in a game night with members of Activision Blizzard, which included Mr. Vega. Mrs. Doe says the pair soon formed a virtual relationship, and she regrettably sent him compromising photos of herself. Miss Doe says their friendship ended in 2011 when she met her future husband, but that in 2016, Vega helped her get some independent contractor work at Activision Blizzard, which later turned into a full-time position at the company as a community engagement coordinator for the player support department. All right, so there is a massive fucking gap here. So what I think happened here, most likely, is that this Vega guy is the epitome of pathetic men, right? Yeah. This is what I fucking loathe. Whenever people go, oh yeah, men is the problem. No, pathetic men is the problem. Because this Vega guy most likely couldn't accept the fact that this girl had moved on, right? The fact that she had once sent him photos meant that she must always send him photos, and she must always be okay with sucking his dick. He just couldn't let it go. It's pathetic. The problem isn't me. Like, the problem is this fucking soy boy bullshit. Yeah?
The problem that I have with this is how it's like, Miss Doe says their friendship ended in 2011.
Yeah.
How is this a friendship? You can't just call that. You send him your nudes. It's not, oh, he's a good friend, so I'm going to let him see my naked body.
I've never had that level of friendship with someone, which is...
Yeah, I guess I haven't gotten the right friends either.
Yeah, it's maybe just a deeper kind of friendship that it's just something new.
Yeah.
that I've never experienced.
But again, it's one of those things where I'm not saying that what the dude did was right, but like, you shouldn't just like send your nudes, because that, guys, particularly pathetic guys like that guy, are going to see that as the green light, and they're going to keep coming nonstop. Because it's like, oh, she sent me, she loves me. She sent me, how there's some guys that are like on the internet, and the moment a woman talks to them, like they immediately picture in their head, like, oh, dude, we're going to be living together. She's going to have my babies. Just because she just because she was like nice or just courteous or something. There's a lot of guys like that. Mr. Vega strikes me as one of those people. It's like, she sent me nudes. Damn.
Yeah, he was already fucking. He was already planning the wedding day, bro. This is what I said. Soy boy, fucking weak ass man. That's the problem.
keep reading because like Mr. Vega still has a couple of surprises for you. Keep
All
going.
right, let's see. At work, Mr. Vega repeatedly groped Miss Doe's breasts around a dozen times. On each occasion, he would squeeze, grab, or poke her breasts, and she immediately recoiled at these unwanted advances. He often attempted to kiss her at work. All of Mr. Vega's sexual advances upon Miss Doe were unwelcomed. After each time she rejected him, he'd assure her that one day it'll happen or one day you'll give in. Dude, this is just disgusting, right? This is just absolutely fucking disgusting. Like, look, guys, I'm not for the whole new woke movement that basically wants to paint every single advance from a guy as being unwelcome. That is not true, right? Shoot your shot. By all means, fucking go for it. Shooting your shot, however, does not mean grabbing a girl's breasts. That's not shooting your shot. That's just going over the fucking line, and you're skipping a few fucking points there, right? There's a few things that have to happen between you shooting your shot and grabbing her breasts. A few things have to happen before you get there. You've just skipped a whole bunch of milestones there. But shoot your shot at all fucking, like, try it, right? Go to the girl, tell her she's beautiful, she's got a nice ass, whatever the fuck, and hopefully she says, yes, I'll suck your dick, no problem. If she doesn't, though, if she says no, you walk away. It's as simple as that. You've lost the fight, bro. Live to fight another day. But this is just bullshit. Telling a girl one day it'll happen or one day you'll give in. Of course, we'll have to, like, we weren't there, so we don't know exactly what this no is, because not all no's are created equal. And anyone that says they are is fucking lying, because there is a massive difference between no, stop it, and no, my God, stop it. What the hell are you doing? There's a fucking massive difference between those two. They are not the same. But it seems like this was the sort of no, stop it, kind of no. So for now, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Miss Doe here. It also alleged that during meetings, Vega abused, belittled, and insulted Miss Doe, telling her that her ideas were terrible and that she was failing a job a monkey could do. He would also say reportedly she was a no one whose opinion don't matter, and that she doesn't know shit. The suit then lists specific examples of sexual harassment allegations against Vega, which include: at an Activision Blizzard office party in 2017, Mr. Vega walked Miss Doe to a vacant part of the office away from the party, and he asked her if she would give him oral sex if he were to whip it out right there. No. When Miss Doe expressed to Mr. Vega on several occasions that she felt underpaid, Mr. Vega often replied with a quid pro quo proposal. Well, you know what you need to do, while he pointed to his crotch. Dude, there's literally no way in which you spin this that the guy just doesn't sound like an absolute fucking maniac, right? Mr. Vega told Miss Doe that he is a very sexual person. Oh my God, dude, that is such a fucking chat line. Like, 100%, right? That is what every guy says to a girl.
Yes.
Like, every guy says this to a girl.
The true alpha male move.
Exactly, right? It's when you're texting the girl and you constantly want to make things sexual and the girl isn't really interested in making it sexual, and you go, oh, you have to excuse me, I'm a very sexual person. It's like, get the fuck out of here. You're just horny, bro. That's it, right? And you're not a sexual person. You're just horny. Anyways, this is funny as fuck. All right, so Mr. Vega, I'm a very sexual person, and that he thus needs to jack off at least twice a day. Dude, that is not a very sexual person. You have a problem. You might be addicted to fucking masturbation. Mr. Vega asked Miss Doe how often she plays her... Dude, if it's your girlfriend, you can... I don't even know. I've never asked a girlfriend this.
Here's the thing, right? Even further up, like the dude was asking her about oral sex and all of these things and orgasms and all this. This is not like casual conversation that you have with your significant other. You're not like making your breakfast eggs and you're like, hey babe, want to suck my dick? It's like,
Dude, I agree with you. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
While I'm making these eggs, it's like, hey babe, how many orgasms did I give you last night? While he's making the eggs. This is not the type of conversation you have.
Dude, I have never asked this of a girl ever. Mainly because as long as I've come, we're good, right? I've won. It doesn't matter how many times she plays it herself. Like, what the fuck kind of question is that? Like, why would this even matter to you? Jesus.
That's like the Dave Chappelle thing. It's like, no. You tell me I come early, I come exactly on time. I'm breaking records.
Exactly. Mr. Vega asked Miss Doe how often her husband made her orgasm. Dude, this is just not on. Like, I can't even make jokes about this. You do not.
That one is just you don't. You just don't do that.
Oh, dude, but there's something about marriage. There's a sanctity there that you just don't cross. I get a little bit annoyed at the fact that, like, I can try to make something funny, but this is just not funny. When someone's married, unless they've expressly told you that they're open to advances within their marriage, right? And their partner is fully okay with it, so it's an open relationship. If it's not an open relationship, you just don't go there. There's a sanctity to that fucking... It's more than just, we're dating.
But it's like the thing, one of the things that also bothers me a lot whenever we're talking about these things is like how, and again, I just can't understand it. Maybe it's just like my mindset or something.
Yeah.
But the moment the woman is not into it, I'm not into it. It's like if she's not into it, it's just like a massive turn off. It's like, okay, fine, cool, whatever.
Are you talking about flirting or are you talking about sex? Because
I'm talking about anything. Flirting, sex, anything. To me, all of those, the moment that I read the body language, or even just like, in her case, it's not even body language. She just flat out told him, I don't want this.
I don't care this.
It's like, this isn't even like, oh, maybe the guy's bad at reading body language. No, she told him she's not interested. And it's like, how is it that people, they just keep going? It's like, I'm just like, okay, she's not into it. That's fine. Okay. You shoot your shot. She's not into it. Fuck it.
I mean,
leave.
I wouldn't
find another one plenty of fishing to see all of that.
I wouldn't belittle myself to this extent. Like, if I met a girl and she's not into it, I would not belittle myself and keep going for it. Because you're just making yourself a fool at that point. And I refuse to fucking do that. Ms. Doe's complaints also accuse Vega of threatening her career if she ever reported him to HR, which she first did in 2017, saying Activision Blizzard did nothing. Of course they did nothing. And that up until August 2021, weeks after the company's culture had become international news, he continually threatened to publicly release the compromising photos he had of her. The suit says Vega was finally reported directly to Ms. Doe's manager in August 2021, and that shortly after Mr. Vega left a voicemail for Ms. Doe in a poor attempt to mitigate the harm he caused, Vega was then terminated from his position on September 1, 2021. So Blizzard now, after their whole culture change, seems to have finally taken this shit seriously. Ms. Doe's complaint is calling for a full jury trial of both accused and is ultimately seeking damages, legal fees, lost earnings, and medical costs. Medical costs for fucking what? Both Activision Blizzard and Mr. Vega have been contacted for comment. Mr. Vega isn't going to give you comment. The dude is... His life just ended. Because, dude, most guys that do this think they can get away with it. They think that it won't happen to them, right? They think that no one's ever going to find out about this. I'm so glad these girls are speaking up about this. Because if true... If Mr. Vega actually did the things that she alleges in this article, I know he's not going to go to jail, right? Sekinek, thanks for the 0-1 sub. Did really appreciate that. 9 months part of the DJ Nation. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you. But guys like this, in my opinion, should get jail time. It's not on. You're not supposed to do things like this. I believe that rapists should get the fucking death penalty. Pedos should 100%. Get the death penalty. And if you assault women or harass women, you should go to fucking jail. To have other... Because in jail, you might finally understand how those girls felt. Because the guys in jail, I'm told...
He's gonna meet Tyrone in
consent.
Jail.
Right? Yeah.
He's gonna meet Tyrone in jail. He's gonna have a good time.
I mean, the dudes in jail don't care so much about consent, and the laws of sexual harassment is different when you're inside. And guys like this needs to experience what the fuck these girls are going through, because I can just imagine the incredible pressure you're under as a woman in an office, and I know there's going to be guys that immediately go, dude, what the fuck does this mean as a woman? You know, women don't have it harder than men. But they do, in the fact that for a girl, right, she has all the same social pressures that you as a guy have when it comes to things like this. Like for guys, speaking up about sexual harassment isn't easy either. Very few guys actually ever speak up about these things because it is putting yourself out there, making yourself vulnerable, showing the weakest side of yourself. But for girls, there is that added thing. That guy is stronger and bigger than her. So if she really upsets him, there's no way for her to know what is the limit that this guy would go to. Right? She doesn't know that. She doesn't know if she goes to HR, this guy doesn't wait for her in the parking lot and beats the living fuck out of her. Right? And that is a constant fear. It's sort of like this thing. My brother and I were talking about this the other day. So one of my brothers just asked the girl out, right? So he went up to the girl. He told her, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Can I take you out for dinner? And her reply to him was, sorry, thank you so much for asking, but I'm in a relationship. And my brother was immediately like, okay, no problem. It's cool. And then about 2 days later, she came up to my brother and she was like, I lied to you. I'm not actually in a relationship. I didn't know what to say. You kind of caught me off guard. And genuinely, I've never had a guy respond this, like, chill, to me telling him, no, sorry, I can't. And my brother was sort of confused about this. And I told him, well, girls lie because they want to avoid the inevitable fallout. Because a lot of guys seemingly can't take no for a fucking answer. And I didn't know this was a thing until I started talking to girls about it. And you hear some fucking horror stories from girls just going, sorry, no, I'm not into it. And then that guy just fucking will not stop. He goes on the attack for the girl saying no to him. So you can all obviously, you can put yourself in her shoes and realize that girls will oftentimes be less willing to come out and say what have happened to them because they're not sure what that blowback is going to be. The same way that they're lying to guys about being in relationships, because that's really the best way to hopefully, tell people no and not get your shit kicked in. A lot of guys respect an imaginary BF more than the girl. Very sorry. That is true. So what are your thoughts on this, Mr. Rurikhan?
I mean, it's just like again, when it comes to women, like you said, a lot of times they end up being in a much more tough situation when it comes to this. And especially because nowadays there's also been a lot of women that have came forward and basically lied about a lot of allegations, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So now there's not only the problem of them being physically weaker, like you stated, but there's also the problem of potentially people not believing them because of the fact that a lot of other people have came before them and kind of poisoned the well. So now there are people that are inclined not to believe victims of sexual assault and all of that. And on top of it, they can be not believed and then they can continue to be getting abused. So it does become a situation that is incredibly hard to navigate from any potential perspective that you look at it. So it kind of sucks. And as you can see, it took her plenty of years to come forward. And she's probably coming forward because she sees all the support against Blizzard right now because of all the stuff that has come to light last year. Yeah. So it's hard to blame her for the situation. I just feel like we still do need to follow due process to make sure that things happen like they're said. And if things happen like it is being reported on the court, I already said in my video, I want this guy fucking destroyed. I want his life to be completely over. Fuck this guy. What the fuck? You can't just be going around grabbing women's titties. What the fuck is this?
I wish you could, right? It would be great if we lived in a world where girls were just grabbing your dick and you were just grabbing their tits and it was all good and fucking healthy and everyone loved that.
So long as that shit is consensual, then sure. If you have 10 women, they're all like, yeah, we fully consent. You can touch her tits and
you can't touch Tiger Shock. What kind of strip clubs are you fucking going to, bro? It might be brothels that you're visiting Just
Oh my
FYI, you
God.
can't grab a girl's tits in a strip
you
club. What the fuck?
No, you can't. You can't do that. Like the security will come up to you and break your
Yeah,
hands.
they'll break your shit.
If they're any decent. But it's like it's just fucked up that these types of situations continue happening because again, whenever I try to put myself in this situation, because I always like, okay, let's look at this. How would I react in this situation? I'm like, I can't even put myself in this situation because I would just straight up not be able to fucking do this. I wouldn't be able to physically do this because it's fucked up. Like, I can't even imagine myself making a woman uncomfortable to the point of coming up and just like grabbing a tit. Like, what the fuck is that?
Dude,
like, Jesus Christ.
I barely look at girls when I'm out and about. Just walking up to a girl and fucking grabbing tit. Yeah, I
whoa.
I don't think we're there yet.
Barely look into girls? No, dude.
No, I don't. I seriously don't.
When I'm out in the street, I look at everybody. Hey, it is what it is, man.
No, I usually just walk wherever the fuck I need to go, grab whatever the fuck I need, and leave. I don't spend a lot of time looking around, trying to pay attention to people. Especially because what the fuck am I going to do when I see a hot chick there?
No. But the way that you're describing it is like, no, I keep my head down. I look at the sidewalk. I make sure not to look at any hot girls that come. What the fuck, dude?
No, if I notice a girl by accident, sure, I'll look.
Don't nobody show this clip to my wife, huh? What the fuck?
If I notice a fucking girl, I'll look, right? Obviously, today it happened, actually. I was just at the shop. I went to go buy some fucking strawberries, and as I got out of the car, like literally opposite me, this girl got out of her car, and bro, oh my fuck, she was hot, dude. Now, obviously, there I can't help it. I was looking up, and I looked into this girl's eyes, and I was like, oh my, I want to marry you. I didn't say that, but that was what I thought at the time.
You should do like your brother, go up to her and be like, hey, you wanna go have dinner?
Bro, there's a fine line between sexual harassment and flirting, and whenever I walk up to a girl, it is firmly sexual harassment. So I don't walk up to fucking girls just like that, right? No, I mean, the whole thing with sexual harassment and flirting is how hot is the guy. Right, if it's a really hot guy, he can get away with a lot more than a fat guy can. So I could just walk up to the girl and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she'd be like, "Oh my god, you're sexually harassing me. Get the hell away from me, you pervert." I'd be like, "Oh shit, sorry, I didn't know that." But no, I think personally, you said something earlier, and someone in chat actually said this too. Apparently, they made a fucking dress that can now record whenever someone touched you. Your solo squad, by the way, thanks for the 2 months up. They really appreciate the 2 months. Part of the DJ Nation. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you. The whole believe women thing. So we've gone we've gone all over the place with this because at first, when these Me Too things started happening, there was this hashtag believe all women, right? Which I was never in favor of because it's hashtag believe all people. Are you nuts? People lie. So I'm not just going to believe someone because they happen to say something. I'm going to need some proof. And I think there were a lot of people that were like me, very much in the camp of, show me the evidence and I'll fucking believe you. Otherwise, fuck you. But there's a large swath of people that have sort of fallen to the point where no amount of evidence will ever convince me. And I see this. The last time I covered anything from the lawsuits against Activision Blizzard, most of these things were now confirmed, right? So these weren't even things that Blizzard were denying anymore. And you still had people in chat going, dude, these women are just fucking lying. It's like, oh shit. All right, so we have this one group that says hashtag believe all women. We have the other group that says women can go fuck themselves. I'll never believe a word they say. And then we have me standing in the middle looking at both of these groups thinking, you both are fucking nuts. Like, the middle ground here is, okay, this girl made an allegation. Let's see where this leads and if it ultimately leads to justice. And if the guy did what she alleges in this lawsuit, then he needs to go to fucking jail. He's not gonna, because for some reason that's not a punishment, even though that's the only punishment there should be.
It's like, this is one of the reasons why I feel like you need to report stuff as soon as it happens, as fast as possible. Just like, hey, he grabbed your tit like today. Like you should report it by tomorrow. Like just fucking get it done. Get on the case. Like do not hold back, because like the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to prove. And then people start questioning, do you have an agenda?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And it's like, I just want justice at the end of the day. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I just want justice.
I'm the same there. I'm the same there. But this couldn't have come at a worse time for Blizzard, dude. They're trying so hard to refresh their image, to get back to some sense of normality. And now this comes out. Another lawsuit. And again, evidence of HR not doing anything. And, finally in 2021, this shit gets taken care of. I mean, no one should have to suffer for this long under a fucking predator. I'm sorry, but that's just not on. So whoever this Miss Doe is, if you're ever watching this or ever see this, I think I speak for me and for most of my viewers when I say we're truly sorry for what the fuck you went through. Yeah.
And I think it's like one of the things that I said, like, now look at this from the perspective of Mr. Doe. Like, did she tell her husband what was happening? Did she not? Because she's married. Did she tell her husband? Did she not tell her husband? Is her husband finding out now? Like, I'm just thinking, I'm Mr. Doe, Mr. Vega is getting fucked up. Whether he's going to jail or not, he's getting fucked up. Maybe I'm going to jail, but somebody's fucking going to jail. Like, what the fuck? Can't be like harassing my wife for years on end, asking her to suck your dick. Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, you're getting fucked up, motherfucker.
Dude, yeah, it's wild to me that you're doing this to a married woman. And why do guys, is there just some men that don't understand the sanctity of that ring? That just go, wow, doesn't matter, right? She can suck my dick and go home to her husband at night. Is that just a thing that exists somehow that no one really gives a fuck?
It's very weird.
What am I looking at here? Oh, yeah. True. Very true. Abaddon. Oh, shit. I didn't even know this was a thing. Fucking hell. Blizzard added again, bro. Oh, motherfucker.
What are they doing?
No, just the lawsuit. I mean...
Oh, okay, the lawsuit thing, yeah.
There's just... Oh, shit, wait, what? Elden Ring gets massive combat overhaul as it makes way for DLC.
Yeah. As it makes way for DLC is a little bit baited, I would imagine. It's just a major patch, which seems to indicate, like, they are really paying attention to, like, PvP and stuff. I'm just mad because, like, they buffed all magic and nerfed shields, and I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Isn't magic already super overpowered?
Yes, it is.
Because you can basically like one-shot things with magic, right?
Yeah, it's even more powerful now.
Oh, shit. I should go play Elden Ring again and just go for a full magic build. Make the game easy for myself. Once you green lights it by inviting you back? Yeah, but, I mean, dude, the problem with these sorts of things that happen in these lawsuits and stuff, it's so difficult to actually know, which is why I'm always on the side of, well, either thing can be true here. Because a lot of I just want to say, a lot of what humans do requires so much context, right? Because you can say something, and, Bill Burr actually has such a good fucking thing on this. I wish I could remember what it was. That Bill Burr, like, there's a clip of him where he goes, the girl was saying, no, stop it, don't do it. Oh my God, you're so naughty. Why the fuck are you doing this? And then when he's in court, the reader is reading it back, and she's going, no, stop it. Oh my God, you're so naughty. Stop, please. What the hell are you doing? And he's just like, she didn't say it like that. She didn't fucking say it like that. If someone can find that clip for me, I would love to fucking watch that right now. But that's sort of the thing, right? Humans are just... It's so difficult to know what happened between two human beings if you don't understand the context of what had transpired there. You know, what spirit were things said in? How do things... it's called Bill Burr, no means no. Oh, shit. All right, let's quickly see here. All right, I just need to watch this quickly. Oh my god, based.
Based as fuck.
Brew. Oh my god, Bill Burr is so based, dude. I fucking love this guy. Thank you, Ja. I appreciate that. I needed this. But yeah, so much of it is context. It is about, you know, how do we say things that we say, because just the what doesn't mean jack shit. The what alone is completely useless. So I'm gonna just hold off on this until we get some more information. Yeah, it's fucked up, boys. It is fucked up. But I guess that's life.